it's Abbi J from ajlifehacks.com, and today I am giving you my top tips for decluttering your life. Now, I know right now that there are lots of fads out there like minimalism, these ancient Chinese art forms of decluttering your life, and this video isn't that. This video is you woke up, looked around your room and realized it was in shambles, and you want some calm decluttering to go on. Well, these are my quick and dirty tips to help you get your life kind of tidied up and back in order. So let's get going with this video. My first tip for you when it comes to decluttering your life and getting things a little bit more organized and tidy and to a place that makes you feel really like proud of your space, you could invite people over, is to memorize this phrase. And it is this: do I 100% love it? I have always asked myself this question, and it's thanks to my mom. I remember being a little girl in the dressing room, and I'd have on a shirt, and she'd ask me, do you 100% love it? Well, I want you to ask yourself that same question. And this can be for when you're going through your closet and getting rid of some clothes, to when you're getting rid of some of the books on your shelf. Ask yourself, as you look at this item, do I 100% love it? I know some people also phrase this question as, does this bring me joy? And that's also another great way to rephrase that. But think about that as you're going through and trying to think of some things that you can take out of your life. And when it comes to this tip, I've noticed that when I start out decluttering my room or my closet, I do that pretty regularly, I struggle at first and I think, no, I love this item. I know I haven't worn it for a year, but I'm going to, I swear. Well, as I get going, I like to have a maybe pile, because by the time I've decluttered and I realize, I have so many amazing clothes that I'm not wearing because I have all these other clothes that maybe aren't my favorite kind of in the way and I'm missing them, then I can feel better about letting go of some of those maybes. Now, the second tip I have for you is to get rid of trash. Yes, that is actually a tip, because there are so many times, and bless my friends and family, I love them, but you get in their car or you go to their room and you realize that there's literally gum wrappers or empty pop cans, and that's the first thing that needs to go when you're decluttering your life. And the tip that I have for trash is to never leave your space empty-handed. So I totally get my car, I'll put gum wrappers in there, I'll put tissues, but I make sure that when I get out of that car, I grab them and I throw them away on either my way to work or my way into wherever I'm heading, a building of some sort. So this is a great way to make sure that your space stays free of trash. My third tip for you when it comes to decluttering your life is to identify your thing. Now, that's kind of a generalized statement, but what I mean by this is I'm sure that there's something either in your room or a hobby of yours that's pretty dominant if people came into the room. An example of this, I love hippos. They are my favorite animal. I think they are beautiful and wonderful, and I love me some hippos. But when I was 19 years old, I remember walking into my room and thinking to myself, I have more hippos than a 5-year-old would ever dream of owning. And so it was really hard for me, but I was able to identify something that I would buy no matter what. I'd be at a garage sale and there'd be a hippo and I'd buy it, whether or not I loved it or not, because it was my thing. And your thing might be books. You buy every book you see, whether or not you really intend to read it. Or cardigans. I have a ton of cardigans and I really don't wear them as much as I should. So identify your thing and then have the strength to pick out just your favorites and stick to that. When you're going through, identify, oh my goodness, I love collecting airplanes, or I love collecting books, or anime art, or, I have this really silly fetish for ladybugs or clay miniatures. You know what? Identify that and then pick out your favorites. And of course, keep those favorites. But the ones that maybe aren't your favorite, let somebody else experience that joy. Now, my last tip for you when it comes to decluttering your life is to make sure that every space you're in, now this might be your car or your kitchen or your bedroom, kind of depending on where you are in your life, if you own your own place or not, it needs to have an essence of calm to you. Now, that might seem a little bit strange, and I don't mean to be like beads in my doorway type of girl right now, but depending on your age, your personality, how much space you own. Like right now I own a house, so every room technically is kind of my space, whereas when I was living with my parents, it was my bedroom and my car. Those were the things that I could control. You need to make sure that those spaces that you control feel calm to you. Now, I'll admit right now, calm to me is very neat and orderly, everything has its place, and there's not too much clutter. To my little sister, calm is that she has lots of things in abundance, like lots of clothes and lots of things that she loves, like blankets and pillows. That to her makes her feel really calm, and that her space is in her control and it's her space. So you know what? You don't have to be a minimalist. You don't have to all of a sudden be a perfectionist when it comes to cleaning your room. But let that principle of, I walk in and this feels calm to me. This feels like my space and it just makes me feel happy. Let that be your overarching goal for when you're decluttering your life. So there you have it. Those are my top 4 tips for you for decluttering your life. And this is something that you probably want to make an ongoing process. I can't tell you, it's a little bit embarrassing how often I go through my clothes and realize, oh, you know what? I just bought that because it was on sale, not because I loved it. So always constantly be going through things and making sure that your space brings you calmness and joy and peace. So there you have it. I'm so grateful for all the support on my channel, and please give this video a nice thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, be sure to hit that little icon in the corner, which will take you to my channel where you can subscribe. I've got amazing videos coming out for you every single week on how you can build the habits for success.